Let me just make sure I'm in focus. This is my new camera setup, but today I want to get into something that really made a huge difference in my life, and I make other videos about this sort of content, but there has been nothing more, I guess, important in the evolution of myself. Like, I'm very much like a people pleaser sort of person naturally, so if you're like that, you definitely landed on the right video, because one of the things that has really gotten me out of that is actually just investing in myself. Like, before, I would spend money on other people because I would want them to like me. Like, I would be so obsessed with other people liking me. It wasn't until I started my own business when I was around like 23 and I started investing in business coaching, and I really started to have to learn how to take myself seriously, that I saw myself change. And not everyone needs this, right? Like, some people are just able to hold themselves accountable, or they don't have these issues. But for me, that wasn't the case. Like, investing in coaching and guidance has been so important for me. And it's not even because the coach was amazing. Sometimes they were, but overall, like, I have consistently invested in business coaching and like health coaching and all these sort of things. And it really just forced me to take my goals seriously. And obviously, you have that person for like authority, expertise, and guidance. You don't want to bring in someone who's going to be toxic and poison your mind. But for example, I worked with Healthy Emmy. I don't know if you've heard her on YouTube, but definitely go look up her videos. She does like vegan nutrition. I'm not even vegan anymore. I still lost 55 pounds, right? And this was like from, I was very skinny in COVID, like kind of an eating disorder. And then I went through eating disorder therapy and my weight rebounded like crazy. And so then I was like, okay, how do I find this like healthy middle? And she really helped me do that, because she was like, why are you eating so much? Like, what is really going on here? Or why are you not eating so much? You know what I mean? Like, she really got to the root of those problems. And I had to take her advice seriously because I was paying her like $400 a month, right? And so just by investing in someone who had the results that I wanted, I think that's really key, investing with someone who has the results that you want, I became a better person as a result. And again, I'm someone who's like a people pleasery sort of person. So it's like, when you start investing in yourself and you start taking yourself more seriously, it other people become not less important. I don't think that's the right word, but I stopped abandoning myself. I would say that that is probably the right way to phrase it. And I still do sometimes. I'm like so far from perfect. Like, I'm 27, so I'm still immature and I do a lot of dumb stuff, right? But I feel like I'm so much further than I was. Like, I think about my salary back in the UK. I was a consultant and it was like a grad job. My first salary was like, I think 25K a year, 25K pounds. Then next salary was like 32K pounds. Now I make 12K a month, right? And the first years of my business too, income was so touch and go. And I really like, I overgave a lot too. So I overgave to different people, just like too much free work for too long, to the point where they didn't value it anymore. And they were promised me I was going to get paid and I didn't. You know what I mean? I just did all this really dumb stuff just because I was trying to get someone to come and save me. It's a very unhealthy energy. Whereas now I do rely more on myself. I still love partnerships. I love collaboration. I don't have any desire to be like number one in a company. Like, yes, I do own my own business and I do have control over my own life, but like in the businesses that I work in, like, I'm not number one. I have no desire to be that. And that's why I think certain business owners are really attracted to me, because I'm very helpful. I take their vision seriously. I care about it almost as much as them. I would say you can never care about someone's business as much as they do, but I really take them seriously. But I know, because of the work I've done on myself, like, I don't want to be number one, but I can't be in this position where I want someone to save me if I want the things that I want. I have to be in the position of, okay, I'm coming from a place of abundance and I'd love to help you get to where you want to go, instead of like, oh, maybe this person's got the thing and they'll save me and then everything will be fine. And I'm just being kind of vulnerable here too, like sharing my experience, because these things, I think, allowed me to go into like a victim mindset, and I felt like a lot of shame around them, and breaking out of it has been so hard. Like, some of the coaches as well that I've had, like, I'm working with one right now, like, she literally like slapped me in the face, not really, but like with her words, and it was really helpful for me. And because again, I had invested in myself, I paid for it, I listened, right? And so there are certain times where people have said things to me, and it's like, obviously you have to pray whether these things are right for you and whether this person has the results you want. But overall, like, when you invest in something and in someone, it makes you a lot more open to feedback. But even then, you might be resistant to it. But it's a long journey. I would say it took me, so starting my business at 23, I'm 27 now. And I feel like I've had so much growth over the past 4 years, like very, very painful growth. I'm trying to think right now because when did I leave the UK? Maybe I was 24, 2 or 3 years, because I was like, I definitely hasn't been 4 years, but that's besides the point. But like, investing myself really allowed me to put myself first, and then I could go in and help these people and still not have to be number one and still not to have all the responsibility. But it really came from a place of abundance, and I wouldn't say like yes to the wrong things anymore. And it was all because I started doing the work within myself, and I stopped over giving and started realizing, like, to a certain extent, I have to take care of myself. I have to solve my own problems. So if you're like a people pleaser person like me, or you're hoping that someone comes and saves you, and you're like an overgiver at the same time, that's like literally the crux, I think, of like what's underneath my soul, like all the bad stuff, right? Like, I needed to learn to be more selfish so that way I could give selflessly. Like, when I would give, it would be from a pure place, not from like a needing place or a victim place or like a wanting to get something place. Because at the end of the day, that's very manipulative. And I didn't realize I was doing it. It was a hard pill to swallow for sure, to realize like the problem is all you. But it was really good for me in terms of growth. You know what I mean? It made me very sad, and I felt like a lot of shame, and I still kind of do. But at the end of the day, like, we're all evolving, we're all changing. I'm not perfect, you're not perfect. And so we're all just going on this journey together. And something that keeps me hopeful is that I have seen so much growth and change within the past 2 years. Like, I'm very embarrassed of me even a year ago, which is just, I think that's a good sign. That's the sign that I've grown, right? And so as I continue down this path, like, I say this all the time with my videos, like, I am not an expert of anything. Like, I make 12K a month. I am married. I have a dog. I don't know. The things I talk about is just like, these are the results that I have. But even beyond that, it's like, I'm still going through this journey, and this is what I'm learning. And if it resonates with you, if you feel like I'm a little bit ahead of you, in terms of like where you want to be, then I'd love it if you stayed here and we could connect. And then I always say, if not, to like, there's so many other creators out there who are so cool. Like, I feel called to talk about these things because I feel called to talk about them. I don't know if there's too much of a reason. Like, I obviously have my things that I want to do in the future, but right now I'm still in the journey of like expressing and learning. And like I said, I would say that thing I am an expert in is marketing, but like, I don't really love making business content. So if you did want some of that, I could talk about it. But I feel like my marketing skills, like investing in those, and has been important. But there's been nothing more important for my business than learning emotional regulation, how to advocate for myself, how to not abandon myself, which were much deeper spiritual journeys, like really trusting God with everything that I am, that I have, not being afraid if it all goes away. This was a little bit rambly, but it was all about investing in myself and why that was so important for me. I literally saw my income like 4x for just like a month, right? Like, per month, my income is 4x. And it's even more than that when I consider about like where I started when I quit my job, right? So I feel like there's been a lot of growth and progression in my life. And I just want to share like how I got to one level to the next, because all of our journeys are going to be so unique. Like, I don't resonate with all the business content out there. And I'm sure that if you're watching this like this far, you don't either. And so I just want to tell you that there was work that I needed to do to operate differently and still feel like I was in my purpose, like I was within God's will for me. And that's something that not everyone's going to understand. And I think that's okay too. That doesn't make it bad. It just means that the values don't align, which is fine. This is another lesson that I had to learn. But yeah, just making this video to kind of talk about how I did this in a way that I think isn't being talked about a ton, a way that can come about in abundance. It's not like happy and flowery. It's a lot of like pushback. It's a lot of like, I can't accept that. And it's not all like, oh, everything just comes to me, manifest, whatever. I work pretty hard, you know what I mean? But I still feel like me. And I feel like I'm in my purpose, and I feel like I'm able to help people and set new standards and grow as a person. Like I feel like I'm consistently progressing. And for me, beyond the numbers, beyond the results of the outside world, which are important because they're a mirror of like what goes on inside, right? That's why I really went on this journey in the first place, to start a business, to be who I am. It's because when I was setting those goals, what I really needed was to become the person who could achieve them, or to learn that I didn't want to achieve certain goals that I used to have, and to be the type of person who could achieve different goals. Like, it's just a constant evolving, constant progression, and that's kind of the journey that I'm on. So yeah, if you resonate with that, like, subscribe. I do have like a website, and I do have like a free business course on there, with just like starting your business and stuff. I did feel called to make that as well. Again, like, the course is just an investment of your time. It's not, I'm not even asking for monetary investment at this point. I think future courses I probably will, but for this one I'm not. So yeah, go check that out. It's in the description below. And hopefully this audio is good. Hopefully this camera setup is good. I just more spoke from the heart today. I didn't really have a script. Sometimes I have a script, but hopefully you enjoyed this. And if you did, let me know in the comments below.